Christmas Day, 1642, Sir Isaac Newton was born. His mother left him by the age of 4, and he had to be raised by an uncle. When he turned 11, his mother came back, but with a twist. He now had 3 new step-siblings. When Newton turned 12, he was enrolled in the Grantham Grammar School and eventually moved on to Trinity College at Cambridge, where he got a degree in the arts. In 1666, the Great Fire of London occurred, and Newton had to move in with his mother in Wolfsthrope while a plague was occurring. He also conducted his prism experiments, discovers spectrums of light, and works out system of fluxions, part of modern calculus, and begins to consider the ideas of gravity. These discoveries are important because we use them every day. Every day you get out of bed, gravity holding to your carpet as you get ready for school. Think about it. In one lifetime, he discovered over 1 year of modern schooling. In 1669, Newton was appointed Lucian Chair of Mathematics at Trinity, a position he held for the next 34 years. On January 11th, 1672, he was elected to the Royal Society. In 1679, his mother, Hannah Newton, died. In February of 1685, Newton sent his Propositions de Motion to the Royal Society, outlining his findings on gravity, what would later be his 3 laws of motion. This is merely an overlook on the marvelous life Sir Isaac Newton led, and a rough journey too. No one ever got anywhere without hard work. Many of Newton's ideas were rejected at first, as most new ideas are. Take airplanes, for instance. Da Vinci proposed the idea of human flight nearly 400 years before the Wright brothers, and everyone called him crazy. Most geniuses are, and Newton was no exception.
In 1685, a 42-year-old Sir Isaac Newton presenting his theories on gravity to Royal Society.
Gravity is the force that compels 2 or more masses together. For gravity to apply, a large mass with its own centripetal force must be present to the equation. For example, the Earth holds everything on the Earth to the Earth. It isn't that hard of a concept. This is why humans cannot fly and water does not float.
Not possible. Only God can be the answer to human questions. Are you questioning the church?
Many spiritual beliefs interfered with this science, and the last thing any man at this time wanted was to go against the church that held the power and money to fund research.
Although many tried to hold him back, Newton excelled.
The following spring of 1686, Newton presented the first book of the Principia to the Royal Society.
These theories are rooted in reason, the very foundation of this modern age you must at least consider. As fellow scientists, the very possibility of gravity could exist.
How did you find this principle you want to discuss?
It was actually quite a funny story. I fell asleep under an apple tree and then I was really awakened by an apple hitting me in the head. This apple falling on me led me to the idea that there must be more pulling objects on the earth than we look at. Why does this apple fall? Why does it not float? What makes it stick to the earth? So gravity was the explanation.
I see. We will read it and discuss it, and that's all I can grant.
Oh, and discuss it they did.
The Principia was adopted widely across the Royal Society and published September 1687.
After my book was published and everything started looking better after a while, in 1689 I was elected Cambridge's representative in Parliament.
But as we all know, everything has its breaking point and everyone can break.
In the autumn of 1693, Newton experienced Great Depression and fell into a mental breakdown.
To me, this is inspiring. Many high schoolers believe that things will never look up, but even geniuses and great people in history have their ups and downs.
Newton did so many great things for humanity, yet he was still unhappy.
Looking back at his life, these dark ages were a minor part of it, and his writer's block, if you will, did not define him.
2 years later, Newton moved to London and was appointed warden of the Mint to oversee new currency and was later nicknamed Master of the Mint.
In 1703, I was named President of the Royal Society. Over the next few years, I was knighted by Queen Anne and decided the creator of calculus. 2 or more editions of the Principia were published.
Sadly, on March 20th, 1727, Sir Isaac Newton died in London at the age of 85.
Even after Newton's passing, his ideas spread rapidly around Europe and into the New World, eventually reaching the whole globe. In one man's life, he had the power to influence millions for generations to come.
Many of his experiments branched off a silly coincidence.
And once more, a story of creation begins with an apple.
In 1703, I was named president of the Royal Society. Over the next few years, of course that would happen.
Newton did so many great things for humanity. Oh my God, I can't say that word.